do you have an abundance of rhubarb from your garden? Well, I will show you the most delicious and easiest rhubarb upside down cake. It almost forms a custard on top. All you need is a box cake mix, some cream and some sugar, and a whole bunch of rhubarb. Come along with me, I'll show you how to make it. I've been making this rhubarb upside down cake for probably 25 years. It is my favorite cake by far, and it's so simple. Springtime is the perfect time for rhubarb, but if you have some in your freezer, it works just as good. We're gonna start by dicing up 2 cups of rhubarb. And then we're gonna use a box cake mix. And we're gonna make this just like it says on the back of the package. Now you can use a yellow cake if that's what you have, but I've always preferred using a white cake mix. Now this recipe is for rhubarb. However, you can use other fruits. I've made a blueberry upside down cake using this same recipe. I bet it would be great with raspberries or blackberries or strawberries. Just remember that rhubarb is quite tart. So when we put in this 1 cup of sugar, you may want to make that less if you're using a different kind of fruit like blueberries that are sweeter. After that cake is fully combined and mixed together, we're going to add it to a 9x13 greased cake pan. And we're going to just spread that around so it's nice and even in the bottom of that pan. And now we're going to take our 2 cups of rhubarb, and you may think mine looks a little bit lighter than 2 cups, and it is. I actually only had 1.5 cups, but you want to make sure that you're adding 2 cups of rhubarb to this because you want a nice, good rhubarb flavor and a little piece of rhubarb in every bite. We're going to spread that all evenly across this batter, and don't stir it. We're just putting it right on top. Make sure you get those all spaced out nice and evenly in there. And then once we have all of our rhubarb on there, we're going to come in with 1 cup of sugar. And we're going to sprinkle this on top of the rhubarb. You want to make sure that you get it all evenly on there. I like to do my edges a little bit separate just to make sure that I have enough sugar and I don't run out before I sprinkle it all on top. And don't stir. We're going to leave it just like it is. And now the final ingredient is going to be some heavy whipping cream. You can use one of the smallest containers or about a cup. We're going to gently pour that over the sugar and the rhubarb, and we're not going to stir it. We're just going to pour it right on top. And that's it. That is the full recipe for this cake. It is so simple. And the greatest part is you don't need to make a frosting. This is going to turn into a delicious custard in the bottom of this cake. Put it in the oven, and we're going to put it in at 350 degrees for about 55 to 60 minutes. You'll see it turns nice and golden brown, and most of that rhubarb sinks down to the bottom. Here's what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. This is delicious warm or cold. You do want to keep it in the fridge if you're not going to eat it right away. But I'm going to take a piece out, and I'll show you why it's called a rhubarb upside down cake. Because once you pull it out, you're going to flip it upside down on your plate, and you can see this gets a nice kind of golden, sometimes a little bit milky, custard-like top. I'll show you another piece too that has a little bit more rhubarb in there. It gets that nice pink color. And I'm also going to show you a little bit more up close picture of this because this does not do it justice how creamy and ooey gooey that custard looks when you get close up. Here it is. There's about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of ooey gooey custard on top of that cake. It's so moist and so delicious. You guys have got to try this one. Here we go, we're gonna try this cake. This is one of my favorite cakes, and I do have to give a shout out to my friend Marlene who gave me the recipe like, I don't know, 25 years ago or something. This is my favorite rhubarb recipe.
Also, I want to give a shout out to our friend in Spain who is looking forward to this. Alicia, who owns a beautiful bed and breakfast out there. Hopefully she's gonna make this for her guests someday. Okay, well, I thought you were gonna feed me.
Nope.
Every man for himself here.
So good. So light and fluffy. It's like a layer of custard on top with that kind of tart rhubarb. Yum, 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 yum.
Perfect as it is, it would be even better with the little on top.
A little whipped cream.
Yeah.
Of course. Thanks for watching. Try this recipe. It's so easy and so delicious.
All right. Have a great day.